Like, we've never existed under a sky like this. Like, Jupiter in its home sign, squaring Neptune in its home sign, like, our whole sense of our belief structures are being altered and upgraded. Saturn square Mars right now. It's like our actions are feeling a bit cock-blocked because Saturn wants us to have integrity. Saturn wants us to do things that are lasting. And so if the way that you're going about things isn't on the right trajectory, Saturn's going to be like, you thought. And it feels oppressive, but it's not intentionally meant to make you feel frustrated. It's intentionally meant for you to stop and review what you're doing. So you're not building castles on landslides. You're not building, your empire without the proper roots to ground it. So right now, Mercury is with the South Node. Mercury's at 29 degrees of Capricorn. It's going to move into Aquarius. Okay, so since Halloween, since early October, Mercury moved into Scorpio. That's where Venus was retrograding. Okay, so Mercury had to go through this shadow element of Scorpio with Venus. And then on Halloween, Mercury moved into Sagittarius. So Mercury is our whole ability to communicate and understand intellectually what we're fucking doing in life, how we're communicating and how our electronics are working and how everything's flowing. So Mercury enters into Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a sign opposite of Gemini. Gemini is a sign that's ruled by Mercury. So Mercury is at its fall in Sagittarius. It doesn't like to be in Sagittarius because Sagittarius is all about big, broad, explorative realms, and Mercury is like, just wants to be quick and wants to move in and out. So Mercury moves halfway through Sagittarius, and then Mercury goes through its retrograde as it's squaring Neptune. This makes our ability to think around mid-November to mid-December, like no boundaries, no footing, just like miscommunication, misunderstanding, like how can I fucking escape this? So then we go through Mercury retrograde. Then Mercury finally goes direct. We enter into the new year. Now Mercury is in Capricorn, which Capricorn is a practical earth sign that, Mercury likes to be in because he can have stability. And he's out of like this unfathomable realm of Sagittarius. However, Mercury is now hanging out with Saturn. Like, he's finally free, but now he's like hanging out with the school principal. And then Mercury has to go through Pluto. So he has to go through this deep, dark energy. And now Mercury is at the South Node. And we have this eclipse energy, which is the last of the 4 eclipses which are connected with the nodes of the moon in Leo and Aquarius. So like the last energy of us owning our individuality, healing our inner child, and making sense of like all of those themes. But Mercury has not had a fucking chance to make sense of anything. Because Mercury, when it finally moves into Aquarius tomorrow, it's going to be in an air sign. It's finally going to be out of like the past 3-4 months of karmic entanglement and like the mind being submerged in all of like these shadow elements that we're processing. And so we're just finally coming into like understanding of what this past few months has been about. And this eclipse in Leo, yes, it marked this very transformative portal, this gateway of our life, but it's not like it's some fucking magic rainbow that we're just like on the other side now. It's like when there was an eclipse to the moon, like there's a shadow cast all over our emotions. There's a shadow cast over us, like, so we can have that momentary element of like diving in deep to transmute whatever is left. And so it like stirs up all of this sediment. So like whatever unhealed aspects that have to do with Leo which have to do with like your ego, your pride, your sense of like self-confidence, your inner child, your heart, all of those elements, whatever's unhealed is like, here I am, deal with me. And it's like draining on us. And as the South Node and Mercury are together, it's like we're confronting all of this past collective karma and questioning like, what kind of power do I have over my destiny? Especially when we're in this world right now that is we're just surrounded by all these rogue frequencies that interfere with our body and our mind's natural ability to communicate. So this is like Uranian energy at the 29 degrees of Aries. Uranus rules over the electrical system of the body. Uranus is going to move into Taurus on March 6th, the day after Mercury goes retrograde. So like this jolting energy, this next level perception, is being grounded into the physical body after it finishes this last bit of fiery energy in Aries of us discovering like this inner warrior self. But this is squaring Mercury. This is squaring the South Node. So when I say square, I mean it's provoking, it's challenging, it's questioning you. Like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Like, let's go. Like, leave this shit behind. And since Capricorn is so much about control, it's hard for us to relinquish the control that these outworn vices have. And like, but we have no choice now. Like, Uranus is like, we're either gonna fucking go or you're gonna be fucking stuck in your shit. And then Chiron is at 29 degrees of Pisces. So Chiron has been at the 20, and like Pisces for fucking past 2 years. He moved like really briefly into Aries, then retrograded back into Pisces. Just like Uranus moved into Taurus, retrograded back into Aries. So this element, this Chiron at the end of Pisces, us like processing our spiritual wounding and understanding what it is about our wounding that is this elixir for others, and how we can now leave the waters of Pisces with this spiritual understanding, this deep spiritual understanding of our wounds. But Chiron at the end of Pisces is like dragging out this last bit of element of like our sense of like spiritual woundedness and our inability to let fucking go, to let go. Like 29 degrees of Pisces is right, like the edge of spirit before spirit transitions into matter. And it's like we can't transition into this enlightened warrior if we're still like holding on to this outworn victimization. Like, yes, we're validated. We have a right to take ownership of the wounds that we have, but we don't have a right to like wallow in them and use them as an excuse to not move forward. And so all of these themes are coming up right now. However, with the sun in Aquarius, like Aquarius is all about our ability to see things from a detached perspective while still remaining compassionate. Like Aquarius gets a bad rap for being emotionally detached, but Aquarius cares about the larger whole, and he knows that getting involved in individual emotional drama just takes away from the larger picture of the collective evolving and moving forward. And so Mars right now squaring Saturn is also, Mars is trining Jupiter and Venus. And so Jupiter and Venus are together in Sagittarius. This is us tapping into our belief structures, tapping into our ability to be abundant, and our ability to fucking have nice things. Like, but However, Jupiter and Venus are squaring over to Neptune, so our belief systems are being challenged, and our whole sense of like what our foundation of like who we are is built upon is all like going through this immense change. And the positive aspect though of like Jupiter and Venus like trine Mars is like Jupiter is our ability to manifest, to be abundant. Like Venus is our divine feminine energy, Mars is our divine masculine energy. 2018, Mars had a retrograde cycle, Venus had a retrograde cycle. Neither of these planets are going retrograde this year. So to start off this year with Venus in a fire sign with Jupiter, like that divine feminine energy is like fucking bossing up and being like, look at what I can do. And our divine masculine energy in Aries, which divine masculine energy was completely transformed through the process of 2018. Just our whole concept of what is and what is acceptable, or what and I don't want to say proper, like the way a man, the divine masculine energy, what's the most productive and equal way that this energy can work together. And so with Mars right now in Aries, with Saturn squaring it, it's like that divine masculine energy even more so like now getting just restructured so it can be fucking useful, because divine masculine energy, when it's not toxic and entitled, is so necessary, and we need that balance of divine feminine and divine masculine. So right now is like when we have the ability with this energy trining itself, to actually have that sense of working together in cohesion with our drive, with our ability to not just defend ourselves, but to own who we are, and our ability to also enjoy things. Because Venus and Jupiter, they just want to fucking enjoy things, but they want it to have meaning. And Neptune brings an element of like, we can either escape into like, we can use this energy any way we want. We can go and escape and, not do something purposeful, or we can own it and channel it and make it, everything that we've ever dreamed it to be. And Saturn is sextiling Neptune. This hasn't happened in fucking forever. I don't know the exact, but it's been like a fucking centuries. Like never in our lifetime has Neptune sextiled Saturn. So that means that we have Saturn, even though he gets a bad rap, like Saturn makes things fucking real. Saturn brings things into manifestation, makes them last. Okay, so Neptune is our ability to comprehend our spiritual identity, to our ability to be creative, our ability to share our creativity, which we're existing now in this realm, like, because Neptune also rules over the media, like that includes social media, like bringing an element of structure and stability to this unfathomable spiritual reality that we're existing in. Like all of this energy is coming into play in 2019. And so I'm still learning how to use social media, because I'm moving through my own South Node in Aquarius in the 4th house. So all of these eclipses brought about my ability or my tendency to just eject and hide away. My North Node in Leo, my 10th house, is like, no bitch, you need to share what makes you unique, and you need to be comfortable sharing that with people, and not just, go be a weirdo and hide out in your house, because the 4th house represents your home life. And so all of those things I'm working through, and I'm still learning how to use the stories on Instagram, and I can't look at a screen. This is a mirrored reflection of me, because I have a lot of problems looking into the blue light, and so I don't spend a whole lot of time on social media because I can't look into the screen. But that's why I figured out this mode. So I will talk to you guys soon, but I'm going to make videos every day because this is what I do, and this is what I love. And if you want to book a reading with me, my email is outerspacewitch@gmail.com. I'm in the process of getting my website together, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.